You hear yourself apologize again, and this time you pause. It slips out so naturally you almost miss it. Sorry, I didn't mean to overthink it. You say it with a small laugh like it's harmless, like it's just something you do. The person across from you shrugs. You always do that. They don't say it harshly, not even annoyed, just matter of fact, like they're pointing out something obvious, something already known. You smile, nod, move the conversation along, but something lingers. You always do that. The words don't leave when the conversation does. They stay in the back of your mind, repeating quietly as you walk away, as you check your phone, as you replay the entire interaction without meaning to. You hear your own voice again, apologizing. You feel that familiar tightening in your chest, the quick mental rewind, the need to check every word you said, every pause, every expression. You scan it all, looking for something wrong. You always do that. For the first time, you don't brush it off. You stop and wonder why. It starts small. Later that night, you catch yourself typing a message. You read it once, then again, then you delete half of it, rewrite it, change the tone, add an emoji, remove it, add it back. You stare at the screen, feeling that quiet pressure build. What if it sounds too much? What if it sounds too cold? What if they misunderstand? Your thumb hovers over the send button. You pause. There it is again. Not just thinking, not just being careful, something tighter, something urgent. You don't send the message right away. Instead, you notice the feeling. It's not just in your head. It's in your body, a subtle tension, a need to get it right. A quiet fear that something small could turn into something bigger. You sit with it longer than usual. And a thought slips in, almost unfamiliar. Why does this feel so important? The next few days, you start noticing more. It's not intentional at first. It just happens. Like your mind is highlighting things you've always overlooked. You notice how quickly you prepare for conversations before they even happen. Running through possible scenarios, planning responses, predicting reactions. You notice how you replay interactions after they end. Not just remembering, but analyzing, adjusting, judging. You notice how you hesitate before speaking, even in simple moments. Even with people you trust, especially with people you care about. It's subtle, almost invisible. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. You always do that. And for the first time, it doesn't feel like a joke. You start questioning things you've never questioned before, like why silence makes you uncomfortable. Why a delayed reply feels like something is wrong. Why a simple, okay message can spiral into a dozen interpretations in your head. You tell yourself it's just being thoughtful, just being aware, just trying to understand. But the more you watch it, the less it feels neutral. It feels protective. You don't have the word for it yet, not clearly, but you feel it. That constant scanning, that need to anticipate, that effort to prevent something before it even happens. It's not random, it's doing something. A conversation happens a few days later. It's casual, nothing serious. But somewhere in the middle the other person says something slightly off. Not rude, not clear either, just ambiguous. You feel it immediately. That shift. Your mind starts filling in the gaps. Maybe they're upset, maybe you said something wrong earlier. Maybe they didn't mean it, but what if they did? The thoughts come fast. Familiar, but this time you catch it happening. You feel the urge to fix it, to clarify, to make sure everything is okay. And then something new happens. You hesitate, not because you're unsure, because you're aware. You don't act on it right away. You don't rush to smooth it over. You just sit with the feeling. It's uncomfortable, but you stay. And slowly, another thought surfaces. What if nothing is actually wrong? That thought feels strange, almost unnatural. Your mind resists it at first. It tries to pull you back into analysis, back into preparation, back into control. But you notice that too. You see how quickly your thoughts try to take over, how quickly they try to protect you from uncertainty. And for the first time, you don't fully follow them. You let the moment pass without fixing it. And nothing happens, no conflict, no tension, no hidden meaning revealed. The conversation continues normally, and something inside you shifts just a little. That night, you think about it again, not in the usual way, not analyzing every detail, just noticing. You think about how strong that urge was, how automatic it felt, how certain it seemed that something needed to be done, and how, when you didn't act on it, everything was still okay. You sit with that contradiction, and slowly, something begins to make sense. Maybe it's not about what's actually happening. Maybe it's about what your mind thinks could happen. You start looking back, not all at once, just small moments, times you felt that same urgency, that same need to think things through, to prepare, to prevent, times you stayed quiet instead of speaking, times you spoke too much, trying to explain yourself, times you apologized when nothing really required it, times you assumed something was wrong before you had any real reason to believe it. You don't judge those moments, you just see them, and a pattern begins to form. It's not just overthinking, it's anticipation, protection, a system that's always scanning for potential problems, always trying to stay one step ahead, always trying to keep things safe. You feel a strange mix of emotions when you realize it. Part of you feels relieved, like something finally makes sense. Another part feels uncomfortable, because if this has been protecting you, then what exactly has it been protecting you from? The question stays with you, you don't force an answer. But over time, pieces start to surface. Not clearly at first, just fragments. Memories of moments where things didn't go as expected, where words were misunderstood, where silence meant something more, where small things turned into bigger things, where you felt caught off guard, unprepared, vulnerable. You don't dive deep into them. You don't need to, you just recognize the feeling. And suddenly, your mind's behavior doesn't feel so random anymore. It makes sense, in its own way. If something once felt unpredictable, your mind learns to predict. If something once hurt, your mind learns to prevent. If something once caught you off guard, your mind learns to stay ahead. Overthinking isn't just thinking too much. It's trying to make sure nothing catches you off guard again. You sit with that, and something softens, not everything, but enough. Enough to see your thoughts a little differently. The next time it happens, you notice it faster. A message, a pause, a shift in tone. Your mind starts building possibilities again. But now you recognize the pattern. You feel the urgency. And instead of immediately reacting, you pause, you acknowledge it, not as something wrong, but as something familiar, something that's been trying to help. You don't shut it down, you don't fight it, you just don't let it take full control. And that feels different. Over time, the space between the thought and your reaction grows, just a little, enough for you to question it, enough for you to choose. Sometimes you still follow it, sometimes you don't. But now, it's not automatic. You start noticing something else too, other people, the way they speak, the way they hesitate, the way they react. You begin to see similar patterns, different forms, different expressions, but the same underlying thing, protection. Everyone is trying to protect something in their own way. And suddenly, the world feels a little less personal, a little less threatening, a little more understandable. One evening, you catch yourself mid-thought again, replaying something small, analyzing it, trying to make sense of it. You almost fall into the same loop. Almost. But then you stop. Not because you force yourself to, because you recognize it. One evening, you catch yourself mid-thought again, replaying something small, analyzing it, trying to make sense of it. You almost fall into the same loop. Almost. But then you stop. Not because you force yourself to, because you recognize it. You don't push it away, you don't follow it completely either. You just sit there, aware of it. And for the first time, it doesn't feel like something controlling you. It feels like something you understand. You exhale, and let the moment pass without solving it, without fixing it, without needing certainty. And nothing falls apart. You sit in that quiet realization a little longer, and something settles, not perfectly, but enough. Enough to know that your mind wasn't working against you. It was just trying to protect you in the only way it knew how. And for the first time, you don't feel the need to apologize for it.